When I grow up, I will be married. I want to marry a person who is nice and who loves God. A good marriage is dancing and playing games. Well, they have to put a wedding gown on, and then they have to play lots of games, and then they dance and eat cake.
It's the oldest human institution, the key to success for each new generation, the foundation of our civilization, a foundation most Americans believe is cracking. The institution we're talking about is marriage. Hello, I'm former CNN News anchor David Goodnow. Thanks for watching. The recent decline of marriage is well documented. Today, even many marriages that start in a house of God end in a courthouse.
Marriage is under attack.
Marriage is a foundational institution for everything else.
Marriage as an institution has been totally devalued.
In regard to the lives of our children, absolutely devastating.
We are deconstructing marriage in a very formal way.
On campuses today, we've got a hookup culture.
Without marriage, there will be no legacy, not a positive one.
The very fiber of what makes us a nation, we're losing if we lose marriages and families.
Kids shouldn't live without their mommy or dad because it's not safe.
America's children suffer most. A third don't live with their fathers. They are 3 times more likely to fail in school, 7 times more likely to live in poverty, and more likely to end up in jail. But not every problem can be measured by statistics.
I was a daddy's girl, and when my father left and divorced my mom, he divorced our entire family. That's been many, many years ago, and my life every day is still impacted by my parents' divorce. I have a hole in my heart the size of my father. I want my father to this day to be engaged in my life, and he's not.
Half of all who marry will divorce. Cohabitation, unmarried couples living together, is up 12-fold since 1960. Out-of-wedlock births have since exploded, from 1 in 20 to over 1 in 3 today.
Without that family unit in place, which is what the institution of marriage is all about, then it's going to be chaotic. And we will not have a system that is civil, a system that would be the kind of world that I want my grandchildren, by way of example, or their kids, to be a part of.
The real fact of the matter is that if marriages aren't strengthened, the consequences are going to be at your doorstep, in your workplace, at your school. It's everyone's problem. We have to be concerned about and engaged in the fight to save and strengthen marriages in America.
I think it's time for American business to be concerned. Marriage is such a critical relationship. We know if that's in crisis, the children are going to be in crisis. We know if they got a marriage in crisis, their work performance is going to be somewhat in crisis.
Family dysfunction creates adult dysfunction. It creates adult crime. It creates unhealthy children. It creates unhealthy neighborhoods and unhealthy relationships. And it's disturbing that our next generation is now growing up in a divorce culture.
The last 40 years, along with countless scholarly studies, all lead to one conclusion. The breakdown in marriage hurts businesses, adults, children, taxpayers, the entire nation. At the same time, research has documented a long list of remarkable benefits. On average, people who marry live longer, healthier lives, have less stress and depression, make more money, and even enjoy better sex. Their children also do better in school, in work, and in life. Is there hope for revitalizing marriage and family in America? The answer is yes, according to a growing grassroots marriage movement.
When we started 10 years ago, they thought that people didn't want to get married. They thought that the best practice for marriage was to live together first. They felt like young people absolutely weren't interested in marriage. And none of those things could be further from the truth. So we had to educate people as to the truth. What does the research show? And then we had to help them see, you can do this. And what we've seen since 1997 is a 29% decrease in divorce filings and in the divorce rate, and a 29% decrease in teen out-of-wedlock pregnancies.
I remember a family with a little boy, and they were about to break up, and they went through one of the marriage reconciliation classes, and this little boy was fearing which house he would have to pick between, the moms or the dads. And after they went through the classes, the reconciling classes, he said, I'm so happy because now I don't have to pick between mommy and daddy. That is the sort of change that is happening and that it can happen.
Those successes are being seen in other cities across America. Join the movement to revitalize marriage and family in America, starting right where you are in your own marriage, family, or community. If you're married, commit yourself to growing a great relationship with your partner. If you're single and thinking about marriage, begin now to prepare yourself to be a great marriage partner. And finally, in your house of worship or place of business and in your community, do what you can to encourage strong marriages and families.
What I'm so optimistic about this initiative is that I think we have this kind of breakthrough moment where we can take advantage of the change of attitude, of awareness, and actually translate that into changed behavior.
There's a lot that we know now that we didn't know before about what can help people to have healthier marriages and help young people to have healthier relationships. And so I know in part it's getting that information out there. And I wish when I was younger, that I'd had the kind of information that I know is available now out there to help people to have healthier relationships and healthy marriages.
When I look at these young people from 40 down to the tiniest little people, and they still want to get married, then that gives me hope. It gives us a lot of work to do too. We have a big job to teach them how to do it, but I'm hopeful.
I think America's going to wake up. I feel like it's this year. They're going to wake up and say, we've got to do something now. What do we need to do to fix this? I think people are going to be excited, and we give them a program, when we give them ideas, we give them a way to do this, they're going to be open to it.
Love over the rainbow, skies are blue, and if you love, your dreams come true.
Nothing could be more important or more urgent to the well-being of America. I'm David Goodnow. Thank you for watching.
In communities across the country, the Marriage and Family Foundation is leading the way, fostering and encouraging local efforts. You can be part of this meaningful endeavor by supporting our advocates as they work to renew relationships and rebuild marriages.
First Things First of Greater Richmond brings more than good ideas to conquer these alarming trends. We use proven, research-based programs to teach needed skills for healthy, lasting, and satisfying marriages and facilitate more involved fathers. Our Boot Camp for New Dads increases the skills and confidence of expectant first-time fathers to be more involved dads and partners. The U.S. Army uses these same programs to help soldiers experience more stable marriages and families. Our Healthy Relationship and Dating Skills program for youth increases dating skills and confidence to reduce dating violence. Our Marriage Coalition helps the faith community strengthen marriages and families through their congregations and communities and reflects the cultural diversity of our great city. We are modeled after First Things First in Chattanooga, which has led Chattanooga and Hamilton County to reduce their divorce filings by 29% and the teen pregnancy rate by 30%. With adequate funding, Richmond can achieve similar goals to significantly impact the quality of life of our children and the next generation. Please partner with us to make Richmond a better place to live and work. We are changing the community one child and family at a time, and we need your help.